by surprise. Doug Rice! Shut the fuck up! How y'all doing? Welcome. It's me. I was just trying to get ready, trying to get a little better action on the angle. Let's see if I can get that a little bit better. How's everybody doing? Shabbat Shalom! How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Doug Rice Show. It's me, Doug Rice. How are you? It's 9:38 in the morning. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you watching? Are you waiting? Are you wondering? Is it all going wrong or is it all going right? Which is it? I don't know. I'm looking carefully, trying to understand, and I'm coming to some conclusions, trying to move this. Whoop. The conclusions that I'm coming to are going to make you think today. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's 6/11/22. It's June 11th, 2022. I'm Doug Rice. This is the Doug Rice Show. It's 20 minutes to 10 in the morning on Sabbath. How are you? Now, let me make this clear. What I do is simple. First things first. Do a little narration, kind of let folks know what I think about some nondescript topic of some sort. And then I peruse the black news. We find the reason to establish a defense against Caucasity. And today, ladies and gentlemen, oh goodness gracious, what a day! Are you watching? Are you watching what they're doing? Every time I point over there, I'm looking at my TV. Are you watching? Because they are making absolutely clear what they want. Are they not? Now, understand, my friends, as we go about traversing in this penal colony for Negroes, they are expressing Caucasity, a term that we use to describe an attitude. But now they're getting a bit overt. They're getting focused and centered. I think they're getting real expressive now. I think it's important now that we understand the superiority that we are up against. And as they do whatever they do, and we all look on in wonder, we have to ask ourselves, what are we looking at? What are we looking at, Hebrews? No, consider this. I mean, it's either superior inferiority or it's inferior superiority. What is it? What are we seeing? What are we looking at? Here's what I mean. I just posted something that talked about the extreme white supremacist movement that seems to be taking the internet by storm. They're expressing the sentiment of being superior. But when I think about superior individuals, I don't imagine that they are some nondescript place on a corner, in a room, in a home, in a neighborhood, shaking their fists at the air, complaining about being replaced. I mean, I just can't imagine superior individuals expressing such an inferior countenance. Everything's happening to them. Everything agitates, everything ruffles their feathers, everything makes them uncomfortable, from their children all the way up, and it's sad. They want critical race theory out of the schools because, my God, it's making their kids a little nervous. I mean, I can't imagine superior people being affected by history, by the truth. Whether it reflects good, bad, superior is superior. It does not matter. I can withstand the scrutiny of history. It can be taught and spoken everywhere, including in front of our children, who too are superior. But I don't see that. What I see is, an inferior attitude stemming from those expressing superiority. And my folks, that's an oxymoron. One cancels out the other. How can you be superior and yet so terrified of everything? All the time and always. How do you equal the superiority that you feel within your ranks as it appears one weakened in their countenance will take a high-powered weapon and travel 200 miles to express his superiority in the taking of 10 Negro lives that we seem to have forgotten about? I mean, how superior are you? Dear God, if you get any more superior, you may just vanish. I just don't know what might happen next. And I need you to understand, like everywhere else, like everything else, creation abhors a vacuum. A vacuum is that which begs to be filled by something, anything. And there's a hole in this country being filled by the likes of Donald Trump, Paul Gosar, folks that express a sentiment regarding themselves but betray an actual sentiment in contrast to their expression. You tell me how great you are and do things great people do not do. Explain that to me. Great people don't do what I see being done. Great people don't do that. I can just go down the line. Great people don't get on a scene, determine something has got to be done, and they pump 100 and some odd bullets in people. Great people don't do that. Great people don't grab tiki torches and march down some fucking nondescript jerkwater town screaming they will not be replaced. Who's not going to replace you? Great people can't be replaced. Superiority can't be replaced. There's no fear in superiority. There's no insecurity in superiority. Superiority stands there, stoic, unmovable, unshaken, and you folks look shaken. Now, if you are superior, well, time will tell. That's the truth. But it seems to me you are expressing one of two sentiments. You are either expressing a superior inferiority, or I'm looking at an inferior superiority. What are we looking at? Okay, that's it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. That's what I do. So, that's about what do you think? No? Yes? I think fucking so. You kidding me? Are you joking? This is a reaction. This isn't the cause. You understand? What I say, what I express, what I believe, all of it is a reaction to the environment around me of individuals who are hell-bent on my destruction. Now, the focus is not simply on my destruction, but their elevation as they recede into what appears to be obscurity. And as said before, I think that these folks might want to become accustomed to the fact that they may not be getting their goddamned way for too much longer. There's some things that are going to be happening in this country. There's going to be adjustments to people's attitudes, and superiority will mean squat, because the hissing sound of America is getting on motherfuckers' nerves. And they're hell-bent on doing something about it, and they're plotting and they're planning, and this is the moment in the Doug Rice Show where some of you are going to get your feelings hurt. So, as we continue what I'm about to say, you might want to grab some coffee. Yeah. Folgers. Or, if you don't have coffee handy, then for God's sake, grab some coffee. You know, just a little warmer. Y'all ready? Now listen up. During this monologue, there are two places that you cannot be, and one of them is in your feelings. Are we ready? Okay, then. Let me tell you what's about to happen here in the United Snakes of America. Let me tell you why I'm asking this superior inferiority or inferior superiority question. Why I pose this. Because it seems the whole argument is getting on motherfuckers' nerves elsewhere. There's two people involved in this whole thing. And both of them are talking about what they are or what they are not. And it is getting deafening what's happening over here as you go about threatening the whole world with, well, white supremacy. And it's an infection. It's happening everywhere. It is right-wing white nationalism. Everywhere. Global. And what I'm trying to get Hebrews to understand as they go about their daily lives is we've got folks looking back at you as you glide past them, grinning and cheesing in their damn face, and the thoughts they have of Negroes. You're not at home. You're not safe. Nowhere. Not on planet Earth, but particularly here in this country. Folks, we are living through a repetitive action that will end in disaster. These folks complained about losing the Civil War the same way Trump is complaining about losing an election. They claimed, check my math, the president of the Confederacy in 1865 began to claim that the war, in fact, was won by the South. And not only that, the victory itself was stolen. It's all a sham, and it has to be corrected. And we hear that same mantra coming from the mouths of these beings being copied left and right as they stand by to do whatever. And Negroes are the target. So when I ask them the expression of superiority or inferiority or whatever the fuck grips their weak fucking minds, good Lord, it's a legitimate question. Because as we walk about, we are in constant threat of expressing whatever it is on their goddamn mind. And that can be our demise. So I ask you again, what are we looking at? Where do you think this is going to end? I think it's going to end in change. Some of you are going to be shocked and shaken to be locked up in your own country by people that have a difficulty speaking the English language. It's going to be quite humiliating. But we should be gone by that time. I'm going to get into it because you know me, I drift. Black news! How you doing, y'all? You doing good? You feeling good? I'm feeling good, too. I'm watching the news. You better watch what they're saying. They're nervous in the service. It is serious business. They're talking about losing this thing they call a democracy, which has nothing to do with us. And they keep putting us in it. They are overusing the word we in mainstream media. And I'm watching Negroes do it. I'm watching Van Jones tear up and cry over these folks. I do not understand it. I'm watching all kind of homage to a system designed to maintain a stranglehold on Negroes in this country and is effective at its job. And I'm watching Negroes promote, fawn, and cry over its possible demise. Warn everybody about this great system they have. It seems to be challenged at every turn. And to see our own family on the side of our oppressors is heartbreaking. Like that. I drift. All right, let's go. Okay, what's this? So Kansas turned a black vocational school into a prison. Oh, dear God. And Topeka activists want it returned. So, oh my goodness. So the Topeka Correctional Facility used to be the African American Vocational School in Topeka, Kansas, but I just surmise enough black folks got in the building behind those doors and they just couldn't help themselves, huh? That's interesting. What next? I'm just going down Black News. I just type it in and search it and give you a reason to get that goddamned grin off your faces. You smiling? How's everything this weekend? How's everybody feeling? You know it's Saturday, right? How's everybody doing? Feel good? Well, you know, about a couple of Saturdays ago, an incident occurred. Anybody remember that or what? Anybody bring that to mind? 2 fucking weeks ago. And I don't see shit about it on the news. I can't see it here. I look up Black News, that shit's like a goddamn memory. But less than 14 days ago, them motherfuckers right now living with the memory of losing their loved ones at the hands of a white supremacist who drove 200 miles to kill 10 of us 2 goddamn weeks ago. And I can look on the news, I can't even find it. We are still embroiled in the aftermath of what happened almost directly after and seemingly planned to pull our eyes off that rather tragic ball. And it seems to have worked. That's all we talk about. But 2 Saturdays ago, brothers and sisters shopping, minding their goddamn business, were doing just that, gunned down by an individual who is at this moment alive. And I only want you to remember that. If you're going to go out today, if you're going to show your face in public, don't you grin. All right, let's move it along. Okay, The View. Joy Bear says, you got to give this chick a standing ovation. Joy Bear plays chess, and I'm just going to surmise she's good. Because Whoopi Goldberg got moved off the fucking board expertly. It was a move, I think, somewhere, I don't know, Bobby Fischer, 1972, I don't know. It was awesome. And there she went, and there she goes. The only revenge that Whoopi can get is to get her own damn show as quickly as possible, and that means right juxtaposed to The View and crush their ass with black viewership. That was pretty good. Somebody contact Whoopi. That's my idea. Continuing up. Okay. How a small musical about a black queer theater usher became the toast of Broadway. I've been to Broadway. How Broadway has fucking changed. Now listen, this is how they want black men. They'll make plays over black men. They will do all that they can to make sure that black men are painted in this effeminate, non-threatening, emasculate photo, framed perfectly, so that the gaze will bring no insecurity upon the looker. But you got a black man in front of somebody raising his voice a little too loud that expresses at least some sort of interest in females, and now you have a problem. And that cannot stand. I have to let you know, folks, it's that threat constantly in the face of those seemingly insecure in their own being that really puts an affect on our ability to move freely around this penal colony for Negroes. I drifted. So what? Anyway, I'm not going to go look at that play. That's really the whole end of the game of that. Moving on. A black lady sketch show, a cavalcade and celebration of black hair. What the fuck is black hair? You see how deep the fucking rabbit hole goes? That's how the same we all are, right? I mean, that's how just, everybody's the same. God loves everybody. Everybody's the same. That's how the same we are. We still talking about black hair. Moving on. All right, just keep it rolling. Nah. Hey, the Doug Rising Show. Hey, I'm just kidding. Louisiana can keep congressional map that allegedly discriminates against black voters. The appeals court ruled, and it's wonderful. This is recent news. This is today. Louisiana can keep the congressional map that allegedly discriminates against black voters. And the appeals court ruled that. Isn't that something? Isn't that shocking? And that's surprising? Where do you think you are? One black district in Louisiana now represented. And you're going to vote to what? It's almost a farce. It's almost a joke. It's almost an exercise in futility planned and just executed expertly every year after year. Get the vote, do nothing for Negroes ever. Talk about what you do. Create committees about what might happen. Dangle the carrot of hope in front of all of us and snatch it us away as we just take a step toward it. Come on, folks, just keep up the fucking goddamned hamster wheel ride. You know, the dumbass nonsense. Now, y'all need to realize that's a wrap. That's it! Louisiana can keep congressional map that allegedly discriminates against black voters. That can't go to the Supreme Court. It will be upheld. But, y'all do you. All right, let's continue. What is this? Chicago cop who struggled with black woman on beach resigns. She was walking her dog. And how dare she? You know, you're going to be out there walking your dog. You better give account of yourself if you're a Negro. All right, let's just keep going. Black news. I peruse the black news. I make sure you understand that where you are at, this particular country, this ain't home. And they show you that every fucking place we turn. And you know, for those that would argue with me and talk about the blood that their ancestors spilled for this nonsense, how you feeling right about now? I mean, you got to understand, when I hear brothers and sisters talk about, no, this is my country, because my relatives, my ancestors fought and died. They fought and died for nothing. For nothing. I risked my life for nothing. For the furtherance of this nonsense which is coming to a crashing end, this exercise in democracy that has no place anywhere, that crashes and burns like every other feeble attempt made by man to govern themselves. No! I don't got faith in this nonsense. This is going to go away. The only lasting kingdom is that of the kingdom of God, and that's what we await on this Sabbath. So no, I'm not gonna lose my Cheerios over it all going down, but I will tell you it's going fucking down. You better make a decision, Hebrews. All right, continue. Stay on order. Stay on order for second majority black U.S. history. I don't know. They're gonna give them two black majority House. Who cares? Oh, remember the bookends we talk about all the time, remember? So, Trudy Haynes. Trudy was Detroit's first black weather reporter, and she passed away sadly at 95. My condolences. I'd like to read the article that lauded her about being the first black weather reporter at the beginning of career, but look at what she gets as a fucking prize. Nothing. Just the opportunity to do what she did, as anyone else would, retire and eventually pass away. So why make this thing of her being the first black anything if all you're going to do is give her a fucking headline? You know, I'm also going to remind you, please understand, that as we celebrate the fact that she was the first black anything, being the first black anything comes with some fucking problems. Being a 95-year-old woman, we can only surmise the kind of era she had to grow up in. And we also can understand what she went through as the first black weather reporter in Detroit. It wasn't no fucking happy time. There's no celebration. She wondered if she was even going to live through the fucking experience, and we're over here now celebrating her death. If you don't shut the fuck up about these folks, like you're celebrating the struggle we all must go through our entire lives. Is that what you're saying? It's a lifelong struggle to survive white supremacy in the United Snakes of America for Negroes. And we celebrate that struggle. And then when we're the first black anything, we make sure that's known. And when that first black anything dies, we want to make sure that we point yet again to this individual being the first black whatever in America as they murder us for fun. Yeah. All right, here we go. Blackish star Anthony Anderson selling his Los Angeles home following divorce. How far can you reach to try? Well, and you know what? That's his personal business. And I'm so sorry it's out there for us now to look at his face and everybody associate him with a divorce, something negative, because, you know, any kind of black male, you know, if it goes wrong, you definitely. What's next? He's going to be, you know, have him dating a boy or some shit to kind of bookend what you're after. Because black maleness, any kind of hetero, anything regarding us, if it goes wrong, goes awry, it's made a public spectacle. They want to make sure that we know the failure of black masculinity. But of course, on the flip side, I will put a fucking play on. No play about his divorce, though. Continuing. I love this. All right, I don't know. Juneteenth in Oklahoma City isn't owned by anybody. It is for and by black people. That's what Jabi said. I just need to fucking figure out who Jabi or JB, who the fuck? Okay, moving on. Continue, I just don't, yeah. Live Nation to add black-owned plant-based products to menu at select events. Well, thanks for that. I appreciate it. Okay. Just keep it moving. That's right. Keep it moving. New wave of black gay narratives taking bigger role in New York City theater scene. Fine. Do what you want to do. Fuck it. Just do what you want to do. Just please don't forget. As you're espousing whatever you're doing, hey, boo, do you? Please understand, ain't nobody going to stop you before they do whatever they do to you and ask you about yourself. And I just, the marriage of, you know, the agenda with, you know, being a Negro in this country is just, it just dilutes our situation. It guides where they want us and sits us there. I don't want to be there. That's not us. I mean, it isn't. I mean, I just need to say that pointedly. Hope I don't offend anybody, but of course I don't give a fuck. Moving up. All right. I don't know. It looks like looks like they're done here. Blake Masters, Trump-backed Senate candidate, blames black people, frankly, for gun violence. So this dude named Blake Masters, he's a Trump-backed Senate candidate in Arizona here. He's endorsed by Trump. He says that gun violence is due to black people. Wow, it's news to me. I did not know that it was, you know, Negroes going in schools with high-powered weapons and just, you know, doing what they... I didn't know that they would travel 200 miles to some nondescript supermarket, you know, somewhere in bumfuck Egypt and just non-discriminately just mow down people. I didn't know. Can someone just forward me those articles so I can associate what he's saying, that black people, frankly, are to blame for gun violence, as we see nothing but white folks killing folks? Because I just want to, and please don't talk to me about Chicago. It's been going on too long. I'm starting not to believe what's happening in Chicago. I don't even think there are any black people left. You're lying. You're lying. It's unless there's some zombie shit going on. There have been enough fucking mentions about Chicago over the years. Tells me just by the calculus, can't be no brothers and sisters left in Chicago. What are we talking about? So what's being killed in Chicago? Because it ain't us. I just want some fucking answers. Moving on. The unwritten laws of physics for black women. What the? Hello? We don't even need to raid our head. We are just forgotten beings. Black men, black male, what's up? How you doing? Right? They don't give a fuck about what we do. We didn't need to be the first ones to just bring it in. Just bring it in. We're all black men. They don't even pay attention to us, man. Unless we're putting our children in a dress. If we're playing ball, if we're singing, dancing, telling jokes, if we're tap dancing, if we're stepping, if we're fetching, if we're grinning, if we're cheesing, they're loving us. If we're pushing their narrative, their view of us, the caricature of us that they enjoy so much, if they see that, they'll promote that. They love that. They'll make you rich. But if black men show up, oh shit, the shots start firing. You know how nervous in the service these motherfuckers got to be to put 100 and some odd bullets in a single black man in a hospital. You got to have fear to do that shit. And so we are mitigated, marginalized, moved aside, and just sat there, asked not to move. And I want to know the plans that they have for us. Black men. The invisible black men that are in this country. You're not paying attention. Black women, black magic, I love it. 2 daughters love black magic. But I see that you are forming something about black men that you want. And it has nothing to do with anything like me or just a regular dude. What's up? You can't imagine the shit, the looks, the associative attitudes, when you walk up and it's clear you're just a heterosexual black man. It is an oddity. I'm not even complaining. I don't have a fucking smile on my face, so nobody's fucking with me. But as I see, brothers just kind of in the orbit of others, and the reaction is one of two things. It's either drawn to or, pushed away. And it's entertaining. It's an entertaining thing to be a black man in America. It is. I'm just letting you know. If you didn't know, now you do know. I fucking drift. Let's move on. Michigan prosecutors to say if officer will face charges in black man's killing. They're going to prosecutor announce on Thursday whether they're going to do it or not. They're going to tell us whenever they think it through. Yeah. I'm not going to read it because I don't want to get pissed off. All right. Let's continue. Michigan officer who killed black driver is charged with second-degree murder. Well, the police officer who shot and killed Patrick Loyola, Michigan black man, pulled over for traffic stop. He got pulled over. Can you imagine driving, you pulled over, traffic stop? If you're not a black man, you don't understand the thoughts that roll through your mind. Are these going to be the last moments of my life? Is this individual a raging maniac white supremacist? Is he on one today? Will I live through this? Simple fucking stop. That does not go through the minds of others as much as it may go through the minds of us. And as this man was stopped, you can't dismiss the possibility that he thought into existence his very demise. And you look at this nondescript individual, they approach us in fear. That's why I advise avoiding police at all costs as a black man or woman. But men seem to terrify these slave catchers. God only knows what they're being told in training. God only knows what lack of psychological evaluation they went through to dig out their insecurities, their fears. But eventually it all comes to the top. Here's one, charged, second-degree murder. We'll see how it shakes out. All right, continuing. I'm about done. I don't want to mention anything I did day before. I do appreciate everybody's time. New phone, I don't know if it looks good or not. Okay, I got a new phone. My wife's not happy about it because I fucked up and I got a new phone because that's what I do and I'm an idiot. I'm a tech junkie. I admit it freely and I get in a lot of trouble. But I'll live. All right, I gotta go! All right, so Saturday, yep, I'm leaving. I'm going. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to listen to some music. You know, the things. You know, and I want all of you to maintain a stern countenance of seriousness as you go about your day. All right? All right, hey, you guys have yourselves a good day. Hope I can find the off switch on this thing. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck. I forgot something. Only because it's new, something. I'm a little dazzled at the beautification. You know what? Saturday, first day of the hearings was pretty interesting. You know, you can kind of tell. You walk. You know, it stopped a few things. I mean, people are getting vigorous. People are in their feelings. Secrets are getting exposed. People are getting nervous. People are in their fucking feelings. Now look, you got the weekend, right? I always say take the weekend and practice your craft. You know? How quickly can you bring your countenance under bear? You know what I mean? Because it serves as a protection as you walk about this place. You don't know what's on people's minds. I posted something about a woman taking her husband's bodily fluids and baking them into some sort of cake that she presented to her students. And you got to understand, you walk past any non-discriminate person, not a Negro in this country, and they may smile, they may want your smile back, but you got to understand, what risk are you taking in giving your energy to a stranger? You don't know. You consider what people do and their motives and how well they hide who and what they are. And for me, folks, a smile hides the most sinister of intention. Just ask the natives. So when I tell you, get that goddamn grin off your face, I'm begging you. I'm not yelling at you. I'm imploring you. I'm literally giving you the keys to the city of freedom from Caucasity. And you don't have to look back. All you got to do is just get the grin off. Try it. Just a little bit. Tell you what you do. Next time you go out, I want you to make a point and purpose to not smile. I want you to do it for 4 hours today. That's it. I want you to try it before you buy it. And buy it you will. See how you're received. See how much they like you. See how much interest is taken in your business without a smile on your face. It will shock you to your core. Give me 4 hours. Just try it out, Hebrews. I mean, we're family, right? I'm not going to see you all. Not today. You get out a shot. You tell me what you got. Okay? Because Monday's right around the corner. Right? Nothing like practice. right? And on Monday, before you cross the plane, before you go outside, before you face the day, having practiced over the weekend for at least 4 hours, you should be ready at will, on demand, whenever you need it. You can get that goddamn grin off your faces and survive.